Hello everyone. Today's lesson is about lists. 99%, I don't want to say every time you design a website, most of the time you are using a list, order list, an order list, description list. Probably you will be using lists most of the time when you design a site. So we want to see the types of lists and how we do this using HTML. Okay. Uh, Let me show you something before we start. I forgot to mention that when we were talking about the pre-tag and the p-tag. So just to refresh your memory, just I'm going to put here a pre-tag. In the pre-tag, let's say I'm going to put a sentence like hello or how are you doing or something like that. Okay, hello, it's me, something like that. Then I'm going to reload. I want you to see when I'm gonna reload. This is hello, it's me. The default of that pre. Remember the pre. The difference between pre and the pre is the one that displays the content the same exact way you see it on the editor, like when we start typing a code with indentation and stuff like that. So now here you can see the hello, it's me, it's left justified or aligned left, because that's the default. But you can change that, you can control that by going to the pre-tag, open tag, and adding an attribute here, the attribute, the align attribute actually. The align attribute. And you notice it's red. Why it's red? Because it's no longer supported by HTML5. We used to do this in HTML4. And the reason it's not supported now, because we're doing all of that kind of stuff we're gonna do with CSS, so nobody's doing with HTML. But anyway, I just want to let you know that, to be aware that it's available for you and you can use it. So if you go with the line and you put the center, and then you reload the page, and now you reload it, it's centered. And you can do it the same exact way. You can put right, and it's going to be right. But if you leave it off, that's going to be what? That's going to be the default, and the default is left justified. Just want to let you know this before even I start the list. So let me just delete all of that. Now I'm going to start talking about the list, because that's going to help us. Just reminding you this, that's going to help us when we talk about the list. Okay, now we have a blank. Now we have a blank page. We have three different types of lists. We have the unordered list, and the order list, and the description list. Let me show you the difference here. Here is a quick file. Here is a file that I pre-prepared. List. We have the unordered list, and you can see here the order list that has the unordered list, which is Apple, Mac, Microsoft, and Windows. Then we have the order lists. The same exact Apple, Mac, Microsoft, Windows, but with what? Guess with what? With numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's ordered list. And then we have the description lists. The description list is, it has the item or the term, and then a definition for that term, which is actually the third type of list. We don't use it that much, so don't focus that much in the details. But the first two ones are the ones we are using most of the time. Okay, how we're going to implement this using the HTML. Okay. So let's start here. I'm gonna put here, let's start with the p tag, and I'm gonna say lists. Okay. And then over here, I'm gonna start the first type of list, which is the unordered list. You do use the UL tag to do the unordered list. The UL is like it's a double tag, open and close. And between the open and close, you're gonna list all your you're gonna list all the items, and the items of the list you use li to do that, the li tag. So let's say I'm gonna put here what? Let's say put some names. Maybe Tom. Okay, and let me repeat this 1, 2, 3, 4. So the second name, maybe I like the cartoon Tom and Jerry. So let me say Jerry. And all these cartoons are like with the dogs and cats. So let's say like dogs and cats. Okay. Okay, now this is an order list. So now let me reload this page so you guys can see. You notice here Tom, Jerry, dogs, and cats. And you notice the difference. The reason I added, I preceded the list with the list term. So you can see the difference between the p tag and the ul. The p tag and pre and all other, most of the tags, like 85% of the tags are is left justified. The h1 and every no, the h is the centers, but most of the tags are left justified that has text. But that's not the case with list. You notice here list is an order list: Tom, Jerry, dogs, and cats. It's little, you have a little bit padding to the left, and you have a margin on the top and margin at the bottom. Let me show you this using the inspect tool. Remember, the inspect tool is very handy. So just go to that list and right click and click on inspect. And when you click on inspect here, then I click on the UL here. Notice that when I move the mouse pointer over the UL, you notice the two orange line above and below the list. That's called, we call them margins. And the green area before the list, that's called what? The padding. And you can look at it over here. So the margin is the orange and the padding is the green. So, and you don't have to worry about that, because when we start doing CSS, we'll be doing all of that using the margins and padding and border. That's gonna be through the CSS. But anyway, so this is the type of list that most of the time we use, the order list. It looks like this. So let me just move this. In some projects, usually the LI, it's a block element. The LI is block. What is block? Remember block and inline. Block would mean it will take the whole width of the browser, regardless of what kind of browser you're using. Chrome, Safari, Firefox, it doesn't matter. It takes the whole width. The inline, it takes only space for enough space for the content only, and then you can have more than one item in the same line. But sometimes we're using CSS, I can move them from vertical to horizontal. Let me show you an example of one of the projects that I have here. So look at this project here. This Novell here on the top, the logo, and then you see home, product, shop, about, contact. This is a list. Actually, this is the navigation bar, but this is a list. And you notice that it's not going on, it's not going vertical, it's going horizontal. Now, if I click or right click and go to the inspect to see what's going on here, and then I go to the UL, here is the UL. And then if I go to the LIs is real. Here is the product. If I move here down, this is the shop. This is the about. You can just click here. You can see this, but let me collapse. I'm just trying to show you that using the CSS, we are doing all of that. So if I remove the CSS, let me remove the CSS from here, so you guys can see the difference when I remove the CSS. So the remove CSS is going to be on the head. So I'm going to go here in the head. See here the style sheet, this line, link style sheet. I'm going to delete that. As soon as I hit delete, I want you to look at the top here menu bar. How it's going to look like. So I'm going to delete now. You notice it's no longer horizontal, it's vertical. Why? Because I remove all the, because that's the default. All the P and the LI tag is blocked, takes the whole thing. But anyway, I don't want to get in details in this now, because we're going to be doing all of that. So as soon as you reload, everything is going to go back again. So let's go back to our project. So this is the list, and the first type of list here, the unordered list. As I mentioned, we have three types of lists. Let me move on to the second type of list. So let me just put a break here, or a horizontal line here. So let's just, let's do that. And then the second type is the order list. So the order list is the OL. We're going to use the OL tag. It's a double tag, open and close. And between the open and close, we're going to put, I'm going to use the same exact list. I'm going to copy it and paste it over here. The same exact one I have on the top here. So we have the same exact one: Tom, Jerry, cats, and dogs. Now I will reload the page. I want you to see what's the order list look like. Here is the order list: 1, 2, 3, 4. You have numbers here. We have numbers here: 1, 2. So it's the same exact as the top one, and even it's padded and with margin and everything, but except that this has order. And you don't even have to use 1, 2, 3, 4. You can use A, B, C, D, or the Roman I, double I, triple I, IV. The way you do this is just to go to the OL here, the OL open tag, and you add an attribute, the attribute type, the type, and then in the type, let's say I'm going to put A. You put A, and you reload, see what's gonna happen? It says A, B, C, D. I don't want the lowercase a. Can I do it the uppercase? Oh yeah, you just change that A to uppercase A, and then reload. So as soon as you do this, so it's uppercase A. Maybe you want the Roman time Roman. Just put I, and then you reload. And when you reload, it's I, double I, triple I, IV. You want I uppercase, okay? This is no problem. You just can put I uppercase and then reload the page. That's gonna give you the same exact effect. So you can control it the way you want it. Also, let's see. Let me delete this or remove the I and put the one again. That's the default actually. If you don't even have that, it's gonna start 1, 2, 3, 4. Some people you want to start the list maybe rather than one. I want to start my list from the number 10. Okay, so from the number 10, so you just put you add the start. You add the start attribute. I'm gonna put here. I want to start from 10. No problem. You just put the 10 in the start and reload. It says 10, 11, 12, and 13. So this is the second type of list, which is the order list. So we have the first and the second. Now it's the third, which is you don't have to worry about it that much, or don't even have to focus. Very rare to be used, but just in case, if you ever think about using it, I just want to mention it. That is the description list. The description list using the DL tag. And in the DL tag, it's open and close. You're going to use the DT, which is the term, D term. Okay, the DT here, which is the description term. And then let's say I'm going to put here what? Maybe hardware. I want to describe hardware. And then after that, you want to describe what does that hardware mean, or you give examples. To do this, you are using the double D. We are using the double D tag to do the examples. Double D. Maybe I'll say electronic device. Okay, electronic devices. Maybe you want to have another example or another description. Okay, put another DD tag. Maybe I will say electric machines. Okay. Okay. Now let's me reload so you guys can see. Oh, wait a minute. Let me put a horizontal here to let me have a horizontal tag here. So now we can reload the page and see the difference here. See here, that is the first one is the unordered list, then the order list, then here the description list. It has the hardware and then the. You notice here it's a little bit different than the order and the unordered. The order and the unordered it has padding, the UL and the OL, but here the hardware, which is the DT, the hardware is start left justified, but the description of the item, which is the definition or the double T tag, has the padding, not the first one. But anyway, as I told you, you don't have to worry that much about the that third type of list. Most of the time we're using either the first or the second. I think that's all what I want you to know about list. And as I told you, when we start designing any website, we'll be using that. And we'll talk about it more and more and more when we work with the CSS and JavaScript. Okay, guys, thank you for listening, and I will see you next lesson. See you.